studio. I just wanted to take a little bit of time and make sure if you're going to be hitting those lunges that you hit them well. So a couple of things you need to make sure that you have some decent shoes for lunging. Of course, if your shoes are old, it may cause you some foot pain or whatever. So if you've got questions about those, just shoot me a message and we'll talk about that a little bit. So the best way to start a lunge is actually at the bottom of the lunge. I'm going to turn to the side here. And if you start at the bottom of your lunge, you're going to have two 90-degree angles, okay? That lets you know how far apart to put your feet. And notice when I come up, my heel stays high, and that's going to set your distance this way. The other important thing is your distance between your feet. The reason that's important is because if you're on railroad tracks with your feet, then it could put you off balance. So what I suggest is if you have hardwood or tile, then you actually use that as a guideline. You set your feet so that it's shoulder width apart, and you draw that foot straight back, and then you set up that 90-90 we just showed, then you're going to be able to come up into an appropriate lunge. If you don't have tile or hardwood, don't worry, this is your solution, right? You get a hand towel, and you put that guy down on the floor, and one heel goes on the front corner, other heel on the opposite corner, and you can descend into your lunge and back up. Okay, so this, you'll see that my feet are still shoulder distance apart, and you'll also see that I have that appropriate space between my feet, front to back. So you'll notice the 90-degree angles. Okay, the other thing I want you to make sure of is that when you're doing those lunges, that 90-degree angle in the back of your leg, on your back leg, that leg moves first, okay? If I move my front leg first, I'm going to start going forward like this. It does bad things to your knee, it can do bad things to your Achilles. And this knee doesn't have to bend. If I move this knee first, shove that into the ground, this leg has to follow. So push down, come back up. Your goal, about 4 inches from the floor. Might not happen today, but that's the goal eventually. So keeping the heel high, if you need a little help with this, you can actually back yourself against the wall, and I'll take a picture of that and post it so you know what I'm talking about. That's going to keep your muscles engaged. So down, up, exhale as you push up, inhale down, exhale up. So your goal is, again, is to make that number every day. If you start to have questions, let me know what they are. 2 more options. If your feet or your knees are a little bit weak, instead of taking that really long stance like this, you can take a slightly shorter stance and just keep the shoulder, hip, and knee in line still. The other option is, if all else fails, your knees are just not rocking you for the day, go to a squat, right? The bottom line is we want you moving for every day in February so we get a better routine. So if you have questions, shoot me a message, give me an email, whatever it takes, we want you to be successful.